Hi, everyone, and welcome to our team call, the first one for the month of March. And I don't know about you, but I'm excited. March brings a sense of new beginnings, a sense of, rebirth, new season, new goals, new months, and I'm excited. We just came off Team Cup, which is a time when we do a friendly competition and we go out there after our goals and do whatever we can to achieve them, right? And it's really to go out there and help other people live a healthier and a more fulfilled life. And it looks like Team Conquer went to work. Congratulations to our top Success Club earner. I believe that was Giselle Roldan. Congrats. And congratulations to our brand new Emeralds. My personally sponsored Emeralds. There may be some others. I didn't hear from it, or I didn't go back in to look at it. So congratulations to Jenny Reyes for opening her business up and basically saying, I'm here, I'm open for business. And same for Miguelina Vera. Congratulations. And I know that the next question is, what's next? So we are going to touch upon what's next as far as once you meet one rank, what do you do to get to the next rank? And that's part of what we're going to be talking about as far as goals go. And this is a perfect timing since we're at the beginning of the month. I want to take some time, and I really want you to take some notes, take your calendar out, write down these dates so that you are together in the loop of what is happening. For coaches who are local in the local area, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, we are having a women empowerment event. It is called Own Your Brilliance. Own Your Brilliance. So basically what this is a live event. We're going to be presenting Mickey, Norris, Saudi, myself, but then we have a branding specialist, a person who is a professional at helping women, others, figure out what is it that they're here for, what is their purpose, what is their brand. So many of us want to know, like, what on earth do we do with what we have, right? And this woman is going to teach us what to do with who we are and own what we have and walk in that so that we can be successful in whatever area you choose. So you are invited. There is a ticket sale going on. And as you know, what happens when we have tickets, they fly. So don't wait till the week before to say, Oniris, it's sold out. Can you please help me? I won't be able to because it's in the Roosevelt Hotel, and they're very, very strict as far as their size. So if you can, please go ahead and purchase your tickets ASAP. If you're not in the event, please message one of us and we will add you to that event. Or if somebody can just prop the event in the chat or in the group, that would be awesome. Live events are things that I wish we could emulate. I wish we could plug in and connect, but unfortunately we cannot recreate the environment and the learning that happens in a live event. You have to be present so that nobody tells you about it, nobody shares the experience. So that's why you need to be at our Super Saturday, which is April 7th. Carl Deichler himself is going to be there. So if you have coaches, prospects, clients, anybody who is interested in learning about what it is that you do, or perhaps they're interested in being surrounded by a like-minded community, people who are always looking to increase and improve their lives, then this is an event you want to invite them to. This is April 7th, Queens. But if you don't live in Queens and you don't live in New York and you can't drive to this event, don't worry. Oh, April 8th. Gracias, Giselle. April 8th. Don't worry. That weekend, we are going to have what's called the Super Saturday, Super Sunday, and Super Fridays event. So wherever you are, there is a live event happening. All you need to do is plug into the network and show up. And I'm going to talk a little bit about showing up. And the final event that I want to speak about is a huge one. And I am super excited because guess who certified, but who is getting certified to teach live Core de Force? Me! I just registered for the live training for the first time in my life. I dared. I'll give you a little back story. I told you I was excited. So I was chosen to be part of the test group for Core de Force. And that was completely like out of left field. I was not expecting it. It happened. When I started doing the workout, it's right up my alley. It's boxing, it's fighting, it's martial arts, it's kick-ass, it's cardio, everything I ever dreamed of, right? Then I loved it. I fell in love with the workout. I did it for a whole 90 days. I saw an amazing transformation. It helped me fight through a lot of obstacles that I had in my own mindset and my own limitations. So now comes this opportunity where, as you know, I'm a teacher. So now I haven't been teaching, but I have been saying, like, I want to get back into that teacher mode, into the teacher environment, to the teacher. And I'm like, how can I do it? You know, I am a coach now. I'm a health coach. I'm a fitness coach. I'm a mentor. And I do teach, because I do feel like I do that. But now I got the balls to say, I'm going to get certified and I'm going to be a live instructor. So that means I commit, once I get this certification, to host live events where I'm going to be the trainer. Could you imagine that? Yes, I'm going to do that. So you can do it too. Just not Unides who's going to do it. You can do it too. If that gives you passion, if that makes you excited, you can get trained to get your own certification to be a live instructor. And that is happening in the presence of the creators of Core de Force, Jericho and I forgot his name, Joel Matthews. They're going to be at Summit, July 12th. July 12th is the day you want to be in New Orleans getting certified for this. And then from July 13th through July 16th, we're going to be at the biggest event that Beachbody hosts, which is Coach Summit. If you're serious about the business and you're saying, I want to make this work, I want to learn how this works, you cannot say, I'm going to try to be there. You actually have to be there. You actually already have to see yourself sitting in the audience, listening and learning how it is that you're going to make this happen. So that's happening July 13th through July 16th. This all has a cost because, as you know, this is a business. So you do need to purchase your ticket to get to Summit. And you do need to have your own lodging. You need to find your own hotel and you need to have your own ways of getting there. But everything is affordable. And if you consider everything that you will get in return, it has no price limit. So again, jot it down, be there or be square. But I'm going to tell you the truth. It's not the same to watch it live or to see it or live it through others than to be there in the audience and receive the information for yourself. So I'll leave you with that. Okay. Now, I think I spoke pretty quickly so that I can get to the main and gritty of the call today. And I figured today had to be a day. And as I said, I don't have like a specific agenda on what is it that we're going to speak about. But I did think all day long. I spend Thursdays dedicated to the team and thinking, what can I add value and how can I help our team grow so that we can be successful, not only as Beachbody coaches, because as you know, we wear two hats. We are, yes, coaches where we're helping other people achieve their goals. But at the same time, we're on the route, we're on the journey achieving our goals. So I want to start with you. I want to start with, where are you with your goals in the month of March? Have you sat down and figured out what is your plan of action? How are you going to go from point A to point B to point C? If you are in a health and fitness industry and you are the role model, then you have to be representing results. There's like it's a non-negotiable. You cannot tell someone that you drink Shakeology every single day for a replacement of a meal and that you work out as your lifestyle and you cannot see changes in your physical self, in your inner being. It's impossible. Then something's not working. And that's what we need to tackle. If something is not working, we have to find what works, because we know by you can't cheat the process. You can't accelerate it. You can't slow it down. You have to basically stick to it and trust the process and see the results it will give you. So with that, if you're not following your workout program, I need you to commit in the month of March to one program from beginning to end, whatever program that is. And I want you to commit to sharing about that program on social media as a non-negotiable, whether you're working the business publicly, whether you're doing it because you want to fit into a dress for the summer, whether you are doing it because you want to decrease the numbers on your diabetes or your high blood pressure, whatever that goal is, you need to do it publicly. Why? Because it gives you a different sense of commitment when you do it in the public realm. And if you do it as a private, you're going to talk yourself out of it and you're going to talk yourself into it. And I know this because the people who are posting constantly in our challenge groups are those people who are seeing results. The ones who are not showing up and not posting in the groups are those people who are feeling guilty and they're not seeing results. So that's not you. Show up regardless to your health, to your fitness. If the business doesn't work for any reason, at least you will get your life in order. Your confidence will be back and your health will be in order. So I want to share with you, because as you know, I like to lead by example. So, I've been following the Core de Force calendar from beginning to end. I'm a little bit done. I need change, and I'm human, and I'm okay with saying that. So what I'm doing right now is for the month of March, I'm committing to doing the hybrid of the Core de Force workout. And that includes Insanity, T25, P90X. It's the full hybrid workout calendar. So I am doing that because I'm going to transition myself and my audience, because I do have a lot of people who follow me on social media and they follow the same workouts that I do. So I'm transitioning them into moving into a different program come March 31st. So from March 31st till April 20th, I will be going to Punta Cana. So I scheduled those 21 days to do 21 Day Fix Extreme. So that's going to bring me a little bit of weight into my life. And I did it in that bracket. Then when I return from Punta Cana, I am going to do 21 days of the reset. And I'm saying this publicly and out loud. You know why? Because that brings my level of commitment. If I said it to you right now, it's recorded. I'm not going to turn back on my word. So you better trust and believe that come May, I'm going to be doing the reset. Because I already told you I would. So I'm going to show up. And I know, and I did this because it works for me. If I put it out there, I'm going to show up and I'm going to stick with it. Then right after the reset on May 22nd, through July 16th, I'm going to do Insanity Max 30. I have to be at my best shape because I'm going to be doing the training and I'm going to go into the class. So I'm going to train for that. And there may be some things that I may do to catch up and get myself in order for that. But I know that for those 60 days from May to July, that's what I'm going to be following. So now I want to ask you, because we're not doing this because we're here for right now and then maybe tomorrow. We're here for the long term. So I want you to look at your schedule from right now, whatever program you're doing, until Summit, because that's the middle of the year. That's July right there. What are the programs you're going to commit to so that you are going to do from start to finish? And you're going to do that for you, nobody else but you. And we have the All Access Pass, which gives us all of the workout programs at our fingertips. We don't have to purchase anything else, and it's right there with us, okay? So I need for you to share this. I need for you to share it in our groups. Every time you're doing your workout, this is what I'm doing, guys. Everybody can come to you and they know you're the expert at the 22-minute hardcore. You're the expert at Core de Force. I know that, for example, Damari did the PIO. I can ask her questions about PIO because she did that. I can ask Norris about Shalene Extreme because she did that. I know that Jenny's doing 22-minute hardcore. I can ask her that. So when we make things public, we're also letting other people know we are a target of information and we can share this with them, okay? So that's the reason why it also helps with your audience. They see you work out every day to one program. When they think of a program that they want to do and you're doing it, they're going to come to you and ask you, what do you recommend for me? All right. So that's that. Have a plan in action. And then let's move on to our coach hat. So that's our personal hat. We are in our fitness and in our health journey. And I'm not even going to talk about Shakeology. It should constantly be active. You should have it on home direct. And if you don't, then you need to activate it, because then you're being a fluke. Then you're being one that says, oh no, I believe in the program, but I am not going to do it completely. Then I'm sorry, you're not going to see the full results the way they were meant and described and defined for you to see. And that may be why you have a difficult time explaining to other people why this program works, because you truly don't believe it 100%. You drink it Monday through Friday, and then the weekend comes and you think it's a waste of your money and a waste of your investment not to have it. So focus, focus, focus. Be the best client that you want to attract. Be the coach you want to attract. And with that, I'm going to bring you over to being a coach and how being a coach is going to set you up with a plan of action. So we have parameters as coaches, and we start off as a baseline in the coach level. And as a coach level, you have options. You can decide that you're going to be a coach just because you want to enjoy the discount benefits. You love the products. You want the discount. You want the accessibility to knowing that you're part of a community that is growing and that is living by example. That's who you like to be, and that's perfect. That coach doesn't necessarily want to share what they do with others. They don't necessarily invite, and they're not here to grow an income. They're literally here because it fuels their motivation and their inspiration. And it's almost as if they're part of a club, okay? And that's okay. That's not bad, because everybody has different goals. Then there's a coach that is the one that says, I want to earn the cost, like my investment. So I know that my Shakeology cost me $99. So I want to make sure that I cover the cost of my investment of my product. So this coach, every single month in, month out, they will be searching for ways in which they are going to cover the cost of their Shakeology. And the simplest way that they do that is by helping 3 people. And then when they help those 3 people get started on Shakeology, now they get 2 Success Club points. And 2 Success Club points times 3 gives them 6, which qualifies them for what we call a Success Club earner. And that shows the company that you're serious. So whether you're doing it to just cover the cost of your Shakeology, or you're doing it consecutively just by earning Success Club 5, you're telling the company, I'm serious, I want to work this business. Then there's a different type of coach that is a little bit more invested. This coach wants to cover the cost of their Shakeology, but they also want to grow in income. They have a full-time job, so they have other commitments, but they love what they do, and they don't have a problem having extra time, like now, spending it learning about how to grow their business and how to help other people grow their business as well. These people may hit Success Club 5, they may hit Success Club 10, and they show up every single month. These people now go from being just a coach who's just covering the cost of their Shakeology to now saying to other people, I want you to be a coach on my team because I want you to help me grow. So then that coach brings in 2 other coaches on their team. And that coach now becomes an emerald coach. So now not only is that coach a coach, but now that coach has a team. Yes, a team. It can be a team with you and your sister and your father. It can be a team with you, your brother and your sister. It can be your husband, your neighbor, and you. But now you're a team of 3. And now this coach is determined to not only help herself and cover the cost of her Shakeology, but now she's going to help these 2 coaches that she brought in so that they too can cover the cost of their Shakeology. So the same exact thing that she does up here, she's going to teach down here. And then guess what happens? Then there's another type of coach, and that coach is the coach that is determined to possibly leave their job, to no longer have a commitment from a 9 to 5 because they love what they do. And you may be like myself. You are burnt out in your own career and you want time alone with where you are the business owner, or you want to pay off debt. You have a lot of debt. You have a lot of income goals. You have probably a dream to take your family away to Disney, to Orlando, to Dominican Republic. You want to buy a car. You have a specific number of a goal. Now, that person is specifically working with intensity, not like, I'm going to help you if you want. I'm going to feel like working today. I may show up tomorrow. That person shows up every single day, every single moment, and they actually show up more than everybody else. You can tell they're persistent. You can tell they're determined. You can tell they're consistent. And they're not wrung by emotions, by feelings. They're wrung by their actions. So anything can be happening to them. And it's not that they're robotic, but they know how to sense something that is running them through their emotions and the need and the obligation that they have. So this type of coach now has a responsibility because that's why they show up. Now they have the coaches under them, and the coaches that they have are bringing people in because remember, they're showing them how to cover the cost of their own Shakeology. So they're not going to shy away. Now, even if the coach they brought in is not showing up, the coach above them is still showing up because the goal is not to help one people. The goal is to help everyone in the family. And who cares where you came from? That coach is intense and that coach is determined to make shit happen. And I told you, I'm really intense and I'm excited about what I'm going to share with you today. And that means that now you're taking your business serious. So whether you're a coach, you have to decide where you fit into that bracket, because that's how you're going to know whether you're going to grow in your business or whether you're going to stay the same, whether you're going to just look at other people move ahead and you're going to just watch them and be like, damn, what is it that they do that I don't do? And I thought you wouldn't ask because that I wrote some notes on, because I'm going to share with you some of the things that, number one, I noticed that happened in the month of February personally, because I was with you in the Team Cup. And I'm going to be honest with you, it was difficult. It was hard. It was not easy to get up every single day and invite people because I didn't feel like getting no. I didn't want to be rejected. It hurts. It stings when people reject you because you take it personally at sometimes. You're like, so what is it that you want? Like, I can't help you if you're not going to be helped. So I want to share with you what I did and some of the things I noticed in the month of February that helped me shift, because I was struggling to hit Success Club. And I'm one of those coaches that this is my bread and butter. This is how I help sustain the income in my family. So I don't wait on emotions, just like you don't wait on the day you feel like going to work. Like, I wake up whether I want to or not, and I show up because that's my job. That's my job. So one of the things that has to be focused in our mind and in our attention is our state of mind. And this is an emotional business. Some days you're up here and some days you're on the floor and you're dragging your feet. And some days when you're dragging your feet, it's hard to post. You don't even know what to say. You don't even know what to speak to because you don't know what's going to capture someone's attention. You don't know what's going to make someone respond back to your comments, or you don't know if you post a transformation picture, would that help somebody actually reach out to you? Or if you post a business opportunity, would that help somebody reach out to you? You don't know, and you're confused and you're afraid, and you might as well not do anything, right? Because you're afraid and people sense that you're afraid. So when you feel that way, switch your state of mind. Recognize the fact that you're in a funk and say, I am going to switch this attitude and I'm going to get myself into a different state. And when you get into a success mindset, maybe you have to repeat to yourself, I am successful. I am. because I don't know if I wasn't made to be a tail. I was meant to be a head. I am created to be in abundance. I go ahead and I know what I need to read so that I can fuel my mind with something that is going to empower me, and it's going to get me to think and believe and walk knowing that I am successful and that I'm open to success. So I don't allow myself to speak when I'm going to post something. This person is not going to want what I'm going to offer them, because immediately that switches you off. So you immediately have to say, yes, I'm on my way. Yes, I've gotten 100 no's, but I'm closer to my yes. Yes. And that's something I admire. And I'm going to call her out is by Norris. She'll always say this to me. Norris, I'm close to my yes. I'm close to my yes. I've gotten almost 100 no's. And I'm like, that's exactly the attitude. And when you speak to someone like that, you're like, that's true. I haven't gotten 100 no's yet. Let me keep trying. When I get to my 100th no, then I know I'm very close to my yes. You know what I mean? So change your negative mindset and move it into a positive mindset, a successful mindset, the one that you were created to live in. Everything else is a lie. Then you think about scarcity. No, the thing is that I'm not going to offer this to this person because they can't afford it. You're prejudging on people. You're trying to send invitations to people, but you prejudge them by what you look at on their Instagram or on their Facebook or what they're posting. But what you don't understand is you cannot believe everything you see or hear or say on Instagram or Facebook, because people live a facade. People live behind filters, behind that beautiful world that they paint a picture on. There is their reality. And it is up to you and up to me to connect with those people and find out what is their need and how can we fill those voids. So don't over assume and don't predetermine whether someone is seeking change or whether you are the one who's going to provide them the help they need. Just ask, just invite. Just engage in a conversation as simple as, do you need help? I noticed you've been sad these days. What's going on with you? You don't necessarily have to jump in and say, you know what I did? I think it was the second week of February, I was getting no's up the wazoo. I said, you know what? I am not going to follow my traditional method. I am not going to say, hi, how are you? Love so much that you support what I do. I said, that's not working for me right now. I need to connect with people. I need to find out what is it that they need, what is it that they're missing, so that I can see if I can support them. So I turned on my friend hat. I said, let me go ahead and be a friend. And that's exactly what I did. That was actually my power hour activity. I'm sorry. The baby didn't like that.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
That's okay. So when that happened, I had to switch myself. And I said, you know what? I don't want to put pressure on other people. If they're not ready for me, that's okay. I'm not going to go to that same person. I'm just going to create new friendships. All right. And that gets you in abundance mindset. If you don't know, look up the need of obesity and health issues, and you will find that so many people are lacking what we have and what we can offer. And understand how you trigger, okay? Know what makes you happy. Know what is something that makes you jive in a good mood. So if you already know you're a negative person and you know you're having a moment, don't call the person who's going to help you dig the hole deeper. Don't even mention it. Like, find something that you do that helps you get into a higher level of energy. Turn on some music, turn on some candles, go outside, take a walk, go shopping, go window shopping, talk to somebody, do something different than you don't expect. Those are the triggers, and know that. And when, let's say, for example, I know for a fact, there are days in which I'll call Norris and be like, do you want me to come to you or are you coming to me? Because I know I can't work alone. Those days I need to make my mind busy, and we need to do things outside of the norm. So I know that for myself, and I do it. Another thing that I do is I change emojis on chats. So if I'm pissed off and I don't want to reply back in an angry mode, I'll change emojis and I'll just smile really happy, or I'll change it into a heart, or I'll put like happy face. I remember it was like Valentine's Day and nobody and their mother was responding back to me. Like I was sending happy messages, happy Valentine messages, and nobody was replying back to me. So at that point, I went back to all my old messages and I changed all the emojis and I changed all the colors of the chats. And that made me feel good because I was like in control. And then think about this. Every time you're going to do this, I'm not going to invite tonight. I don't feel like inviting tonight because I've already heard like 10,000 excuses. I'm not going to invite tonight. I don't feel like it. It can no, because if I invite tonight, they're going to say no. So might as well not even post the invitation. And then whoever likes it, I'm not even going to follow up with them. You're basing it on feelings. So don't base your actions on feelings. Just do it. Who cares if you only get 5 likes? Because that's the other thing. The likes will play with your mind. Oh, but okay, when I post a picture of my food, I get 100 likes. And the moment I say I want to post about a coaching opportunity, I get 4 likes. Like, what's up with people? Don't they want to make changes in their lives? And I'm like, yeah, that's okay. There's only 4 people that liked my coaching opportunity post. That's fine. Those are the 4 people I'm going to message and I'm going to talk to. And that's it. So don't base your actions on feelings. Base them on facts. Base them on the reality that when you continue to show up consistently, breakthrough will happen. Success is at the other round of the corner, but you can't give up right when you're about to get there. But if you give up, you're not going to know if you got there. You get it? So keep going without any fail. Just focus. Pa'lante. I don't have anything to look that way. Just focus ahead. And that's one thing that I had to do. And just so that you know, what started to happen was I started to get referrals from other people sending people to me. And that starts to like, okay, so things are moving. Okay, so I'm getting referrals. Okay, so this is happening. All right, so this is happening. Oh, that reminds me, there are friends of friends that need my help. Maybe this friend doesn't need me, but their friend needs me. So I started friending friends of friends. And then I started having, again, those conversations. And as I started to have conversations, I started to learn the problems that they were facing. So I knew what to say and how to speak to those people. So nobody knows your audience more than you. And that's why you're their coach. And that's why they come to you. So spend time understanding where they are and how you can help them best. It doesn't help for you to hide out, for you to make believe that everything is good, and for you to decide to, you know what, in February it was so hard. I got so many no's. I didn't hit Success Club. So I might as well take a break because I'm exhausted. I'm tired. Like, these people drained the life out of me. It doesn't help because you know what? You're going to take a break now in March, and then come June, things are going to pick up again for you because you're going to feel happy and joyful, and you're going to want to come in again. And you're going to be messaging your coach, oh my God, I'm all in. You can count on me. Let's do this. ¿Qué es lo que hay que hacer? Cuenta conmigo. Vamos para allá. And then all of a sudden, you notice that now you have to start from scratch all over again because you let momentum die. Right now you have momentum. All the work you put in the month of February is going to reap its reward right back at you. But you got to stay consistent and you have to continuously do what works. And what works is showing up every single day, doing personal development, recognizing success from your team and from those who surround you. And guess what? And being proof that the product works. Once you do those 4 consistently, everything else will fall into place. But you have to believe and trust the process. You cannot do it today and not do it tomorrow. You have to do it every single day, whether you like it or not. As simple as that. I am not a wife when I feel like it. I'm a wife every single day. There are some days I wish I didn't have to be a wife, but that's my commitment. There are some days I don't want to be a mom, but I am. And I am committed to being a mom every single day. So there are responsibilities that we have to show up, and they're non-negotiable. So you choose. And that's why at the beginning, I sort of described the type of coach that you choose to be, and that way you know what is your level of intensity. Next, the other piece, which is going to be sort of like the ending of this, is basically commitment. So as you know, I lead team calls. And this year, one of our goals is to be coaches on wheels, to go where the need is and to show up regardless. So one of the things that I know to do, one of the triggers that I know that keeps me focused and in tune with my goals is the fact that I am good at committing. I am not a swayer. If I said I was going to be there for you, you can count on and believe that I'm going to be there for you. And I use my strengths. I don't work on focusing on my weakness. I'm working on becoming better in my weaknesses, but that's one of my strengths. So I focus on the ability to show up no matter what. And in the month of February, I practiced that. I showed up to team calls when I did not want to show up to team calls. There were days where I had to put on some lipstick and handle it. There were days when I did not want to get out of bed, but I did. And I did that because I am committed, because I said that I was going to help. So if I say that, I'm going to do it. So one of the things that I do also is I schedule things. And if I schedule a call with a person, I'm going to show up. If you schedule a call with a person on Instagram, on Facebook, on Messenger, show up. Because things are going to come up and they're going to want to make you cancel, but don't do that. Show up. If you said you were going to check your emails every day at blank time, show up. That's showing up. That's being consistent. If you said you were going to post something somewhere, do it. If you were going to do whatever book you were going to read, if you're going to share what you were doing, do it. Don't overthink it. Don't stop and think it should be perfect before I post it. Just do it. Do it. And the moment you start to enact in that, you're going to take away the weakness that, I'll feel when I do it, I'll do it. And if I don't do it, I don't do it, because things are not going to happen by accident. They're going to happen on purpose. But you have to set the intention in order for them to happen. So set your time for personal development. If you do not have a set time for you to learn, then you're not going to move forward in this business or in life or in your fitness or in your nutrition. You have to set time to actually learn. And whatever it is you're learning, guess what you should do? Teach it. Because what I've learned as a teacher is that when you learn something and you teach it forward, you've learned it twice. So now you're not going to forget it. And that's our biggest piece, that when we are baby coaches, we are so afraid of doing, because we're afraid of what other people are going to think. And we're afraid if we make mistakes. And we're afraid if we don't guide them right. And we're afraid if we don't say the right things. But until you don't say the wrong things, you won't learn. And until you don't fall flat on your face, you won't learn. And until you don't do, you're not going to get stronger. Because by watching somebody else ride a bike, you're not going to learn how to ride it. You actually have to get on the bike. You actually have to put your feet on the pedal, and you have to go. And your efforts will share and show that you're going to get ahead. But by watching me get on the bike, you're not going to move. You're only going to be excited for my progress. But I want you to be excited for your progress. So cut the nonsense. Cut the negativity. Cut the mediocre mindset that it may work out. This isn't for me. That's only for so-and-so. This is for you. And you were in this for a reason and for a purpose. So don't shy away from it. Don't square it away and don't push it over to somebody else. You have something that you have to give to others, and you're holding back for whatever reason you are. But enough is enough. Time is up. Now time is for you to move up and closer to whatever goals you have set for yourself. Now, as I said, that's like how I switched my mentality. You have to have your switch, and your switch of action has to be something that makes you wake up. My switch of action is thinking that I have to go back to the Board of Education and teach. that will get me on a sleepless mode, and I will stay up inviting until my lashes fall out? What is your switch that gets you to act? If you don't know what that is, you need to discover your switch to action. Because if not, life is going to come at you and it's going to destroy you. And it's going to crumble you up into pieces, throw you, swallow you, and then bring you back up. And then you got to find your way out. So don't wait until that happens, and you figure it out first so that you're in control at all times. Now, as coaches, we also have to have goals. And our goals should be the way that we work so that we can backtrack ourselves into what we're working towards. So we all understand it's normal to say that if you work out and you follow your nutrition plan and you do your calendar and your workout the way it's meant for you to do, on average, you're going to lose 2 to 3 pounds on a weekly basis. That's the average healthy way to lose weight. If there's anything else that you are expecting to do faster than that, then you're doing maybe some quick tricks or some extreme measures to get there. Same thing happens with this business. You start off as a coach and you set yourself up as a goal to get to Success Club 5 every single month. Then you will do that. You have to invite at least 20 people and have specific conversations about your group and what it is that you offer every single week. And you should expect to receive at least 100 no's in order for you to get 5 people to say yes, or 3 people to say yes. Now, if your goal is to become an Emerald coach, you should think in your mind, I'm going to bring in 3 coaches and 2 customers every single month. That's to become an Emerald. Let me see if I can share with you the diagram on what you need to become a Ruby and a Diamond, because I think we're all visual learners. And that way we can, so once you know, like for example, in my case, my goal every month is to bring in 3 to 4 coaches every single month. And my goal is to bring 5 customers, because my goal is always to hit Success Club 20 at least. So let's say, for example, your goal is to become Diamond. So you have 5 months in it, like left from here to July, because that's when you would be recognized on stage if you rank advance to Diamond. So some people were asking me, and I want to make sure that I can share this with you. The basic idea in order for you to get to Diamond is you need 4 coaches on your left leg and 4 coaches on your right leg. At this point, you see these 2 have 2 other coaches on their leg. It doesn't matter where they are. As long as 1 coach on the left is an Emerald and 1 coach on the right is an Emerald coach, you will be a Diamond. So in total, in your organization, personally sponsored by you, you need 8 coaches. Out of those 8 coaches, 2 of those coaches should become Emerald. Not by your doing, but by their doing, with your help, with your support, with your assistance, with your encouragement. There are times in which we need to support them and guide them into explaining to them how is best to place these people so that they can get there faster. So let's say I'm just going to start off with Jenny. So Jenny is right here. This is where Jenny is. She is one of those coaches. And I have another coach I brought in the month of February. Her name is Miguelina. Then March, my goal is to bring in 3 coaches. So I'm going to do like tic-tac-toe. So I'm going to bring in Anna on my left. I'm going to bring Maria on my right. And then I'm going to bring Sophia on my left. So now, the month of March, I'm going to go back to all these 5 coaches and try to help them to become Emerald. It doesn't matter who goes Emerald first. As long as one of them goes Emerald, that's a plus. I'm helping them, and I'm also helping myself get closer to Diamond. So now for the month of April, I'm going to bring in 2 to 3 coaches. Let's say I'm bringing in 2 coaches. So I'm going to put the next one over here on my right. Her name is Julia. And then I'm going to put my neighbor. Her name is Johnny. His name is Johnny. I'm going to put him there. And then in June, I have 1 more space. So if I bring 3 other coaches, I'm just going to put 1 coach here on my right and then the other on my weak leg. So they probably go over here or wherever my weak leg falls. My focus now is to continue to figure out who I can help to become an emerald. It doesn't matter where this emerald falls, as long as they become an emerald, that's fine. And for example, in my case, when I was becoming a diamond, I put my sister here. And let's say, for example, Giselle was here. My sister became diamond by bringing in her husband and a coworker of hers. And I don't remember how Giselle became a diamond, but I know she did something with her family members and something happened in that she became a diamond. And then I had already hit Success Club. I used to hit Success Club 10 and 13 easily back then. So that was fine. I hit it. And I would bring everybody in as a coach because that was my goal. My goal was to rank advanced to diamond. And here is the thing. Sometimes your goal is immediate commission. So Jessica, I know you're on, and that was one of your questions. Let's say your goal is because you're getting ready for your wedding and you want immediate commission. You want money because obviously we're not doing this for the fun of it. We love what we do, but it does give us back some income. So my suggestion to you, if you want income immediate, bring in 3 customers every month and then bring in 2 coaches. If you want more volume, like more rank growth, then I would say go to become a diamond first, because as a coach, you only get 9% of your income commissions. As an emerald, you get 14% of your commission. As a diamond, you get 18% of your commission. So your pay is higher as a diamond than it is as a coach. That's why your goals depend on what you want. If you want money now, shoot for diamond. And that way, once you're at diamond, now you can play around with how many people you're bringing, because that's going to make a difference in your commission and your volume. You get that? So the goal, I can't put it on you. I know that for my case, I want to hit Success Club 20 and I'm already a star diamond, right? But I need to continue developing my diamonds. So my focus is developing diamonds. So I bring in my coaches and I develop them. And then I continue to bring in coaches and I develop them, but I also bring in customers and I develop my customers, because not everybody is ready to be a coach, and I'm okay with that. You understand? So backtrack your goals so that you know. You saw how we break it up. Like, okay, I'm coach right now. In a month, I hit Success Club 5. I bring in 2 coaches. I become an emerald. Next month, my focus is to bring in 2 more coaches and help them become emerald. The following month, I do the same. And when you come to realize, you will have your rank advancement. By July, you should be solid. And then in July, we'll do a revamp, because that's what businesses do. They reevaluate their actions and their steps, and then they move forward from there. Now, there is an income calculator that I will put in the group, which will help us understand by volume points how many people we should have under us so that we can produce the volume that will give us a certain amount of money on a weekly basis. So for example, if you want to earn $250 a week, you have to have 5,000 points on your strong leg and 2,500 points on your weak leg. And then you would divide that into 90, and that's a different story. But there is an income calculator, and you tell it, I want to earn $1,000 a week. And it will say how much volume you need to accrue. I'm going to put that in the group so that we all do that. And in our next meeting, we're going to go deeper into income and how do we get to that point and how do we increase volume. Okay? So now I'm going to open it up to questions because I know I threw out a lot of things, but I told you I had a lot in my head. So the floor is yours, guys. Ask, speak, and I'm going to read the notes. Yay, Giselle is going to join me on the reset. So the reset is going to be May, and we are going to do this. We can do this as a team. Should I schedule the time when I will be on my honeymoon, or should I just do a random workouts during that time until I come back and can commit again? That is a very good question. So Jessica, you're getting married in what month again?
July 27th.
Okay. So we can get closer to speaking about that, but by then your goal should be to have leaders on your team that when you're not there, they can run the challenge group. So remember how we were talking, how you can set up assignments, and when you're not there, like it's not only your group, it's our group. So it is a consensus and everybody will chip in and work with you. But I definitely think you should continue to commit to doing challenge groups, perhaps not a specific one, because obviously you're going to be in and out and you're going to be very busy, but you can be following like a hybrid jumping one, honeymooners, and then you come back to it. But I definitely think that's a beautiful opportunity for you to build leaders, because that's when you would connect with them and assign them, look, at this time, I'm not going to be here. So I'm going to need for you to do this. And as your business owner, you would show up at certain points during, even though you're in your honeymoon, even though you're getting married, like, I know you're like that. You would make your audience part of your wedding and honeymoon. Maybe not every day, but you know what I mean. Like, we arrived safely. We landed. Here's a picture of a sandals on the beach. That's it. You know what I mean? We came back. Beautiful. So I think you'll be fine. What happens when
you only go to a honeymoon once?
I know, but I know, but you know what I mean? Like,
okay.
He's funny though. He's like, we need to make sure to bring our shake. He's telling me this. He's like, we need to make sure to bring our shakes, and we need to make sure to record our workouts and tell everyone, listen, we're on our honeymoon and we're still working out. And I'm like, so it's him. So if I post, it'll be him.
Honestly, it's part of your life, but that's personal opinion and that's personal decisions. So Haley asked, what happens when the people that like are family and people in Dominican Republic? Change your audience for now. We are going international before the end of this year. That is a fact. We are going to be providing our services internationally, but that's not yet. And we don't know which country yet. So what I've done in the past, I've had customers from the Dominican Republic, but they have a PO box in the US and they have a credit card that is linked to America. So it takes longer. So for us, it would take 5 to 7 business days to deliver. For them, it would come like every 6 weeks. That's how their orders would be. So what I had them do was set up their home direct every 2 weeks, but then it comes out very expensive for them. So this customer did it for 2 months and another one did it for 3 months, but it became very, expensive for them and they stopped. The other thing that I suggest for others to do when they live outside overseas is have someone that lives here place the order and then send them like double bags when they go, and they can follow it that way. That would be my suggestion. But obviously it's sacrifice. 16 weeks till the first day of summer. Okay. Yay, Lily. 16 weeks till summer. That is absolutely correct. I actually have, I found a way to like break it down. You were talking about this the other day, how to break it down. We're going to do the reset. That is going to be a positive in our group. How do you encourage coaches to step up as leaders? So you show up first. That's the best way that you're going to encourage others. That's number one. Number two, you must share with others what coaching has done for you. So I'll share with you, for example, today on Thursday is payday. for Beachbody coaches. Coming off of the Team Cup, I'm sure you checked your bank account. And if you were hitting Success Club and you've been working your business successfully, you will notice that your bank account has grown. So now that is an opportunity for you to, number one, share in your groups with your team. Let them know, not as to brag, but say to them, my goal is to pay blank. And look, I'm able to earn this. And this is offered to me by Beachbody. So that gives them an opportunity to say, wow, if she's doing it, I can do it too. That's number one. Number two is understanding that the way that I want to say it is like not putting coaching as such a difficult task to do. Because in essence, coaching is 4 things. Coaching is working on yourself first, working on your mindset first and helping others change their mindset, working on recognizing and celebrating the success of others as well as yourself, and inviting other people to do as you do. Not short selling them, because I think what we have, and I wanted to touch upon this a little bit and I may run out of time, but to be a coach doesn't mean you become other people's crutches. To be a coach means that you are the encourager. You are the one enabling them. You are the one moving them forward. You are the one giving them the options that they too can do if they're willing to walk the steps as you're paving it for them. So I invite, it's not out of this world, you can invite too. At the beginning, what I do with my newest coaches is I'll say to them, and I'll highlight, like somebody will say to me, Uniris, I want to post about this. And they'll send me a private message. I'll look over their post and I'll say, do it this way. I'll send it to the coach privately so that now with confidence, this coach can post it. And I'll say to my coaches always, whatever I post, go ahead and use it, change it into your words, make it sound like you, and go with it. Because that's a guide. Like you're there to guide them. You're there to encourage and to move them forward. You can't do the work for them, but you can show them how you've done the work and how that has advanced. Don't short sell people and don't teach them to short sell others. And I think that it becomes a thread. And I was having a conversation this morning where people like free. And whatever comes free doesn't cost any effort. And whatever doesn't cost any effort comes in and goes out, and we have no value for it. I'm okay with free groups. I appreciate free groups because that attracts people into our community and we can service them for free. But I have a problem when we are consistently hosting free groups. And out of those free groups, we have free loaders, which means they're sitting on your asses and they're not doing anything with the resources you're providing. They're freeloading on you and you're allowing them to suck the life out of you. And that to me is wrong because what you do has value. Your time, your energy, the time you spend in creating the meal plans, in showing up with your nutrition, in showing up with your workouts takes time. So that they can come and be in a paid program with you. I'm okay with having someone come in for once, but don't do it over and over again because that's abuse. And that gets me upset. So I do agree in doing like a book club. You want to read a book together? Let's read it. We're all getting something out of it. We're all learning from it, but you're not getting my life out of you. You know what I mean? I like the idea. Gisella's doing this where she has a group of like-minded people with a specific topic. It could be moms, it could be runners, it could be people who do marathons, it could be people who knit, it could be people, whatever. And she hosts this group, and now she has a niche. She has a community. She builds on that community. Now they feed off of each other, they build off of each other, but nobody is taking more and less from. You get it? And it's separate from Beachbody. It's something that you are strong in. And I like that because that brings your brand, that brings your strengths up. Okay? But don't do things for free over and over again and get nothing in return from, because that pisses me off. And you shouldn't allow it. So for people that do not have internet, and how do I deal with people who do not have internet, Facebook or Instagram, and they're personally your family members, what I have done in the past, it takes extra work, is I create a WhatsApp group. I actually have a running WhatsApp group with my Dominican ladies who don't go into Facebook because eso me da vergüenza. And I'm like, okay, so I am here to help. So they buy a challenge pack. I put them in a WhatsApp. They drink Shakeology. They're active members in that chat. They post once a day and I move on. So the same thing I post in my Facebook, in my challenge tracker app, in my Instagram, I'll post in there and we move it along. So there is ways in which we can do that. How much is it to register? $249 for the live instructor class. All right. Bueno, mi gente, I have a small Spanish group on WhatsApp too. Yes. Honestly, guys, I love WhatsApp because you can do videos, you can do voice records, and you can explain to people, like sometimes they want to change the flavor of their Shakeology. It's the easiest way to go and show them. Mira esto, aquello. With Spanish speakers, that's my easiest way to help them. And then I transition them into Facebook. And then I say, you know, you can just watch. Just go in there and watch, because I do my live videos and they can visually see other interactions from others, and that helps them stay inspired. All righty.
Wait, one last question. Don't go.
What
about the challenge tracker app? Wouldn't that be ideal to use as well for those people who don't have Facebook?
It is ideal for those people who do not have Facebook or like are not internet savvy, but for people who are not computer savvy, the challenge tracker app may be an issue. I have not added to the challenge track. I have added, but they don't know how to find it. They don't know how to like put things in there. They forget their password. So, para yo evitarme la fatiga, I put them in WhatsApp. But like, for example, I do speak to a lot of Instagram people who do not have Facebook, or they have deactivated Facebook. So I go directly into challenge tracker app. And what I do is, as you can tell, is if I go live in one of our groups, I download the video into my phone, I upload it to YouTube, and then I post it in my challenge tracker app. So they still have the visibility of me, but they don't get the same visibility from others. All righty. Guys, this was a good call, I think. We got a lot of at least I got a lot of myself out. I spoke. I hope to see you guys on March 18th. And I hope to see you at Super Saturday. And I hope to see you at Summit, because that's where the cream happens. All right. I will post the diamond worksheet in there as well. Welcome. Have a good night, guys.